Hello, welcome back. So, a large franchise to cover, and today it will be the Need for Speed games. So, let's commence. I unfortunately do not have the original PS1 games.
I could not find a listing on CEX, but I found the original online for £35. The game was praised at the time, but it is very hard to go back after playing the future installments, but respect where it is due for starting the franchise. Need for Speed 2 is on the CEX system at £25 with zero in stock. The second game seemed to focus on increasing the speed of the overall gameplay. However, it came at the cost of having worse control of the car, and most rank the first game above this. I couldn't find Hot Pursuit on the CEX system, but this is available at around £35. After checking many reviews, this appears to be most people's favourite PS1 Need for Speed game. There are other Need for Speed PS1 games, but for this I just want to focus on the main popular installments.
The first entry on the 6th gen consoles is Hot Pursuit 2. I think I paid around 6 or 7 for this. And the PS2 version was unique to the GameCube and Xbox version. I paid around 6 for this.
CEX sell the GameCube version for £18 and the PS2 version at £12. So this game was mostly criticized when playing the ports for Xbox or GameCube, mainly due to the controls and overall feel of the gameplay. However, the PS2 version was praised for being a much more polished experience by fine-tuning some of the flaws in the other ports, as they were both made by different studios.
Then they did Underground. I think I paid around 4.
CEX sell for £8. It received positive reviews back in the day, however this is still one of the weaker 6th gen Need for Speed games. And for this franchise, the GameCube ports are usually the most inferior. But for some reason, the first Underground game was towards an equal standard to the other ports. So you're fine with whichever version you choose to purchase.
Then the sequel, Underground 2, I think I got it for around £8.
CEX sell for £15, but this is one of the rare occasions that the PS2 version is selling for more. For this game, I feel the GameCube version is a little weaker than the other ports, with the Xbox version seeming the most advanced, but the PS2 version is not far behind. And this game is often considered in the top 5 best Need for Speed games.
Then they released Most Wanted. Paid around 12. And then of course this was around the time of the 7th gen consoles coming out, so they made an Xbox 360 port. I got this in a bundle of 4 games, coming to about £30. The other games combined may be around 10, so we'll say I paid 20 for just this game.
CEX sell the GameCube version at £25 and the Xbox 360 version at £70. Unfortunately for the GameCube, this is where the differences are quite noticeable. You can tell the game was designed to run on the PS2 and the GameCube got a cheap port. However, due to the power of the Xbox, that may be the best version of the 6th gen consoles. And to this day, this game is considered the best in the franchise, with the Xbox 360 version being the most desirable, with the graphical leap to the 7th generation.
Then the final game for the 6th gen consoles was Carbon. I think I got this for 12. And all games are complete with manual English UKV versions. The Wii version obviously uses motion controls. I paid around 2 or 3 for this. While I was recording, I totally forgot I do have the Xbox 360 Collector's Edition version as well. So it just comes in this sleeve, the game's inside. I can't remember how much I paid, but I think it was under 15. So obviously it just comes with the game and then the bonus disc as well.
CEX sell the Wii game at £4, the GameCube version at £22, and the Xbox 360 collector's game at £28. Another rough run for the GameCube, as it was cheaply ported over again. At least the Wii port offered some unique experience with the controls, but it cannot compete with the 7th generation consoles, which also has additional content added in. However, this game is kind of underrated, as it is always compared to Most Wanted, as it was the next installment, so players were disappointed it was not to the same standard.
And I guess I can just quickly go over the games in the 7th generation. So yeah, these are all kind of cheap in common, so I won't bother opening all of them, but they're all complete with manuals, English, and the Wii versions will be inferior in terms of graphics compared to the PS3 and Xbox 360 ports. But it starts with Pro Street.
The game is considered decent, but nowhere near one of the best.
I don't have Undercover for the Wii, but I do have the PS3 version, which is obviously better.
The Wii port has some fans, as they find the motion controls fun, but most prefer the graphically superior versions, and it's considered another decent entry.
Then the Wii had an exclusive with Nitro.
This game was praised for having a nice arcade feel, as the other games were gearing more towards realism, which made many dismiss this game as being more for kids, so I would consider it quite underrated.
Then they released Hot Pursuit.
The Wii port is kind of similar to Nitro, so again it's often dismissed, as many would prefer to play the PS3 or Xbox 360 ports, with a noticeable graphical difference. And this is considered one of the better 7th gen releases.
Then the last game for the Wii was The Run.
The Wii port is often criticized as it does not even have the option for motion controls, so most feel it is completely outclassed by the other versions, but it's just considered another decent entry.
And then they also released Most Wanted. But yeah, I have the Wii U version here, which is unique for having different features to the other ports. I think I paid around 16 or 17.
CEX current price is £15. This game was criticized for using the title Most Wanted, as people believed it was either a remaster or a similar style to the 2005 game. And since that's usually people's favorite, many felt this game was not at a similar level. However, over the years, this game has developed a bit of a following, as it plays more like a Burnout style game, and the fans feel the critics were overly harsh, as it has its own strong elements without comparing to the 2005 release.
So yeah, that's a big franchise complete. The majority of the games are easy to find as they sold millions of copies. But the 2005 Most Wanted game does seem to be rising in value for all ports. However, currently it's still an affordable set to acquire.
But yeah, until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.